On behalf of Ford Motor Company and Ford fans everywhere, ladies, gentlemen, start your engines.
Crank them up, King. Crank them up. Start it up. Crank it up.
Okay, fire it up.
All right, guys. Just appreciate everything that you. I really do appreciate all the hard work. All the guys at the shop, all you guys, I appreciate it. And let's just go out here, have a good time, have a good holiday season here. So just thanks again, guys. It's been a lot of fun this year. Let's do it one more time.
Two drivers trying to win a championship. Jimmie Johnson has the points lead, the confidence, all the momentum, 4 wins in a row. Jeff Gordon, the experience, the focus, and the fire in the belly to win his 5th championship. Star-studded field. Final race of the year. 7 former Cup champions, 5 former Homestead winners, and 2 Indy 500 champions at the Green Flag Race at Homestead, Miami. Straightaway, they pan out 2 and 3 wide. Jimmie Johnson, the points leader. He is the hunted.
And right now, Jimmie Johnson's dead on the bottom of the racetrack. We saw last night the Busch Series race. That was not the groove you wanted to run. You want to be on top of the wall, but Newman turns them loose and lets Jimmie Johnson take the lead.
Check that off. That's 5 points that Jimmie Johnson needs right there. He put that in the bank. Now he can just go down and just start getting down the race.
Take a look at the 31, guys. He bumped the wall early, and now the right front tire's going down on it. There it goes. He's just got to watch the entry of pit road now. We watched David Reagan spin out there last night in the Busch Series race. It's very narrow pit road.
I don't want to make that mistake. Let's put 4 on, but we got to make sure the right front's not rubbing.
You never want to have this kind of trouble, but if you're going to have it, this is the time. Have it early where you can make all this time back up.
And Burton's done a good job getting this car on pit road. If he goes a little faster, he's going to blow the right front fender off. With the tire coming apart.
Tony Stewart saw that wheel.
Jamie Little.
And Jeff Burton in his pit box, of course, guys, you saw him get a little high. He said his right front went down. They had a little bit of fender damage. So Jeff Burton came in, said it's definitely the right front, guys. Fix it. Pull that fender out. You see him doing it there on the left-hand side. Very costly for Jeff Burton.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Got the 29 coming in. Stay low.
8 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. sideways. You see him getting back on the racetrack. The 29 of Harvick down there trying to avoid trouble as well. And caution comes out as you see Jeff Gordon in the pits for his first stop of the day. Left side tire, Steve Letarte and crew getting 4 tires only here. Most of these guys complaining of the cars being tight.
All clear, 42 to the cone, 42 to the cone.
This is going to shuffle them up a little bit because all of them had not made their pit stops.
Yeah, you got half of them on the racetrack, half of them on pit road right now, Andy. This has got everything totally confused right now when it comes to pit strategy.
We're scored.
Folks, Jimmie Johnson, it would be a lap down right now by virtue of making that pit stop and others that haven't pitted yet. Now, let's show you what happened here trying to get on to pit road.
We talked to Carl Edwards. He's our in-race reporter about this narrow pit road is very tough. And we saw a race leader last night, David Reagan, spin, but he gets hit. He's out in the dirt. He's trying to get back in. Massive melee at the entry of pit road here at Homestead.
That was Kyle Busch in the 5 car that got into the 8 car of Earnhardt Jr. You saw Patrick Carpentier was there as well in the 10. There's the damage on the left rear of the 8 car. We are being told that NASCAR is going to call the 8 and 29 in for commitment cone violations. Green flag waves again here. Lap 57. Earnhardt Jr. spins around and gets a tap again, and he's in the wall here in the front straightaway.
Jeff Burton got into the back of this 8 car. I don't know what happened, whether maybe Junior didn't get going good enough, but definitely some contact from the 31 and the 8.
Here's the restart.
It looked like maybe Dale Jr. had to back off for the guy in front of him.
Here comes the 2 car of Kurt Busch.
I don't know which one's vibrating, but we need to get our wheels tight.
I bet we know which one it is.
Yeah, I believe it's the left rear. We saw in that last pit stop, it looks like they were struggling back there. I would bet they got a left rear problem. Allen.
Well, Rusty, when they went to attach the lugs onto the left rear on the last pit stop, the socket hung on one of the lugs, and they had to pound on the wrench to get it off that socket. Perhaps that's what happened, but Kurt Busch, very frustrated, obviously. Vibration on the car. This team has run fast this year, but they've had a number of problems, a couple of them on pit road, a couple of them just the handling going away late in the race that have taken them away from wins. When I talked with Kurt this morning, he said, boy, those last 50 laps of these races have gotten us. They'll change all 4 here, but that's going to put a guy who was leading earlier in the race way behind.
You always want to get 4 tires when you got that vibration. We've seen that bite quite a few guys this year. But we had a pretty good idea that this might have been the left rear tire that was loose on this car. See, on this last stop, this was not the last stop we just saw, but on the last caution flag stop, these guys are in here changing this left side tire. You can see they're struggling with the bridge. And the car leaves actually before the left rear tire changer is finished. They're definitely going to find some oblong holes in this wheel where it was run loose.
And it looks as though there's the problem right there. The wheels are all oblong. The left rear obviously was left loose, and you saw it when the fella had the lug nut jammed up in the wheel. Crew chief Pat Tryson couldn't see that. Jack dropped, the car went off.
If the caution were to come out in the next 2 laps, it would be a huge break for Kurt Busch. Remember, he had to pit under the green at lap 99 for the vibration. He right now is cycled back around, and if the yellow came out, all the other leaders would stop. But Kurt's 2 laps away from pitting, and that's going to put him back a lap down.
Now Ryan Newman has spun in turns 3 and 4, guys.
And boy, that's good news for Kurt Busch. That's exactly what Busch needed, and it happened by his own teammate.
Right in front of the 24 car of Jeff Gordon. Tony Stewart is there. Watch Gordon get by. Ryan Newman kept the car somehow from going up across the racetrack. Stewart got by, as did the 2 car of Kurt Busch.
Here's Jeff Gordon just minding his own business, passing the 20 car. It's like, whoa. Somebody parked in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, he got stopped pretty good, and so did Tony Stewart. He really woed that number 20 car down big time.
Some bad news for our leader, Matt Kenseth. He just came over the radio and said, guys, I've lost my primary battery and I have no brake fluid. This is going to make things really difficult tonight. Remember, this happened to him in Dover, and it cost him the entire race.
Tony Stewart, issues on the racetrack with the 20 car.
Whoa, man, he's hit just far. He's hit hard here. Tore the whole back end off of it, the left side.
Here, see if we can fix it now.
Here, see if you can fix it now. Obviously, he's probably pretty upset with the way it was handling.
We see what happened to Stewart. Top of your screen, the car just by himself just spins backwards and tags the wall, and then slams it with the left front.
And you never see Tony Stewart hardly ever losing a car. He's one of the best drivers out here, especially with a loose car, so this thing had to be
Yeah, you got to think
really
he was dealing with some kind of an issue there because that car just snapped around on him.
You see wife Shanny sitting there at right side watching, not really wanting to watch. Chandra, Jimmie's wife, watching, hoping, and probably wondering about all the discussions they've had the last few weeks.
All right, white flag, last lap, guys. It's been a long year.
Jimmie Johnson in 7th position, trying to battle to get in the 6th spot. Up front, Matt Kenseth, dominant performance by the Wisconsin driver in the final ride with Robbie Reiser, his longtime friend and crew chief atop the box. Reiser will bid farewell and become general manager at Roush Fenway. What a way to go out as Kenseth comes out of turn 4, and Matt Kenseth will win the season finale at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Remember, guys, this is domination. Let's go burn it down. Woo!
Oh, the emotion now. Chad Canal.
It's phenomenal. You guys are awesome. Thank you, boys. We're going to tear it up tonight.
Nothing like back-to-back championship.
And you can see the emotion just pour out in the face of Chandra there. Chandra Johnson, Jimmie's wife, and now Jimmie can put the net down, take a deep breath because he has done it, folks.
Thank you to everybody on the 24 team, Steve Latar.
Oh, there's the hug. Chad Canals, oh my gosh, what a family in this Hendrick Motorsports team. And look there, the 2 drivers.
86-point lead, but you never know until it's completely over and it's finally done.
Guys, you're off.
There you go. Chad Canals, thank you, everyone. Fantastic. What about Rick Hendrick? He's got to be loving it right now. Both of his cars ran well tonight.
Celebration will begin. The last driver to win back-to-back championships was Jeff Gordon in 97 and 98. And now double burnouts. Matt Kenseth takes the win in dominant fashion, and Jimmie Johnson becomes the champion for the second year in a row. Kenseth may just have blown the engine in the race-winning car, but he doesn't care. He celebrates, and there's the championship flag for Jimmie Johnson. He began the day on the pole in the final race of the year. He ends the night as the series NASCAR Next Step Cup champion.
Last year was an accomplishment for the whole 48 team, actually for the whole organization. What does it mean to repeat?
Man, I don't know. It still hasn't hit me yet. It's a testament to these guys and everybody at Hendrick Motorsports and what they do and the preparation that goes into what happens with our race cars, with our engines, with our chassis. I mean, just everything. It was such a difficult season for everybody with the COT and the development of that car and that chassis, and then obviously with General Motors and NASCAR bringing out the R07 for the Chevrolet teams, it was even more difficult for us. And the guys in the engine shop just did a great job, Jim Wall and Jeff Andrews, of getting those engines out there for us and making it to where they would live and build great power. So I just don't, I mean, I'm beside myself, I'll be quite honest. It's a great day, it's a great feeling, and man, I can't wait for Daytona.
You guys didn't have too many hiccups out there at all today. How difficult was it to dial back this weekend, Chad, and just make sure you didn't lose?
Well, we really didn't dial back. You know, obviously we came here with the thought process of doing everything we could to sit on the pole. We were fortunate enough to be able to do that. We wanted to have a race car that Jimmie could really do whatever he wanted with, and fortunately enough, we were able to get it. It's not always easy to do, but our car was really, really good today. And I kind of wish we weren't going for the championship because maybe we'd have been a little bit more aggressive and tried to go for the win. But obviously you have to do what's first and foremost on your mind, and that was win the championship.
Oh, it's a Gatorade bath down here. Matt Kenseth, the end of an era today with this traditional car, this win. You go out with this win and the last win with your crew chief. What does this win mean to you, Matt?
It means we're getting wet right now, but it's a great feeling. I just feel like I really let these guys down. We lost a lot of close races this year, so feels great to win a close one. Congratulations to Jimmie and Rick Hendrick and them guys. And really want to thank DeWalt Car, USG, Renai, RNL Trucking, RNL Carriers, and all our sponsors that make this happen. This is an awesome ride today.
Talk about that last restart. You came over the radio and scared your entire team thinking something was wrong with the car.
I used to pull that one on Robbie all the time. You know, they say I got a big imagination, but I really did think it. You know, whenever you're leading, you always think that. But I must have got a big piece of debris on the right front tire and started shaking a little bit. And as soon as I got to one, it rubbed off. So it was a pretty dominating day. It was pretty fun.
How about you and Robbie's ride? From the beginning, he's the only crew chief you've ever known. What are you going to miss about working with him?
Well, it's cool to go out as a win, you know, and I'm going to miss working with him on Sundays, but, you know, he's not going far. You know, he's going to manage the shop, and I really think that his presence is really going to be a big plus for everybody at Roush Fenway Racing. I think it'll make everybody stronger, and, you know, I miss him doing it, but yet I'm looking forward to the challenge and looking forward to making the company stronger.
You going to take this car home now?
I don't know. I blew the quarter panel off it, so at least we don't have to race it again.
How difficult was it to try and make up all the ground you could tonight?
Well, we knew it wasn't about tonight. I mean, had we performed the last 4 weeks like we did tonight, it might be a different outcome. You know, when those guys stepped up and got themselves in a position to win races, we just didn't have the car, didn't have the whole combination together at the right timing, and unfortunately we got behind and came in here with an 86-point deficit, and you know it's hard to close up on Jimmie and those guys. You know, they did a great job. You know, it's a bittersweet thing for me because we had one of the most awesome years that we've ever had. I mean, the top fives, the top tens. I mean, what more can you do than what we did? And yet we got beat. And, you know, I'm very proud and excited for Jimmie and Chad, all the guys in that Lowe's Chevrolet, and Rick Hendrick to bring home another championship, to be 1-2 in the points. I mean, it's an awesome year. But you know what? We wanted to be the champions, and we got beat. So it's going to make us hungry over the offseason, I can tell you that.
This finish will give you an average finish of under 5 for the chase. And yet the 48 team with the same cars under the same roof, and a lot of friendship and notes shared, frankly, between you two went out and beat you. Does that make it tough?
It does. You know what? I mean, they've got basically the same car, same equipment. We do a little bit things different because Jimmie drives a little bit different. But you know what? I feel like we probably should have got a little more aggressive sooner. Our thing all year long was that we were consistently in the top 5. and we'd sneak those wins in there when we could. Jimmie and Chad and those guys are a little more aggressive. They're a little bit faster at times, but it seemed like some things they got caught up in some things when they did that. We were kind of banking that maybe that would be the case if we put those average finishes together. So looking back on it, we should have got more aggressive. Tonight was one of the more aggressive setups that we've had in this car in a long time, and it was one of the best cars we've had in a while. So you know what, you can always do it better, and we'll go back and look at everything that we can do for the future. Whole new ball game next year with the Impala, the car tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to some off time, spend some time with Ingrid and Ella and the family, and Thanksgiving with my family, and then we're going to go to work in January and get after it.
Jimmie pulls up in front of the championship stage, and finally his wife comes over to give him a big hug. And let's go down to Alan Bestwick in the championship ceremony.
Here he comes, the champion. And a moment with his wife, Sharon. Congratulations, the champion again. Last year when you got out of the car, set that down, it's probably a little heavy after a 400-mile race. Last year when you got out of the car and you said, I'm not even sure I know what to say. You've been through that experience once, you're the champion. Your thoughts?
Last year was just an amazing season and such an honor to be the Nextel Cup champion. And to come back this year and not lose anything over the offseason, for my guys to work as hard as they have, give me this opportunity to win the championship again. I can't thank them enough. I'm just so proud of this race team. I mean, we work very hard to be where we are, and I can't thank these guys enough for their hard work and dedication. I can't thank NASCAR enough, Nextel, and first and foremost Lowe's and all their employee owners for everything they do for us. It's such a special time for me. I can't believe everything, all the success that I've been able to experience. I've been so blessed, and it's just awesome stuff.
I see that smile. Just wanted to break out really big. The race tonight, you were up front for a while, then you got mired back in traffic a little bit. Was this a nerve-wracking race, or did you have more than you were using?
There's probably a little bit more, but I don't think I had anything to win the race tonight. There's a couple times where we took 4 tires, where some guys took 2. We got trapped down a lap, which wasn't any fun, but we were able to get a quick caution right away and get back going again. So, just a long night, but I have to say, after what I experienced last year, coming into this season, and even this night, just went so much smoother for me. I was in the right frame of mind, could focus on the right things. Had the great support from these crew guys, great support from my loving wife, and everything came together. We're rocking.
4 wins in this championship in the last 5 races. How did this team get on such a roll?
We're not really sure, but we don't really care either. We're just happy it happened. It's just been an unbelievable roll. These races are always good for us at the end. We stayed focused on the right things and got the job done. And I can't go without also thanking Jeff Gordon for his, the time that he spent researching me, looking into me as a driver, being a great friend and a great teammate. And I think everybody saw the relationship play out through the chase. He's just an awesome guy. I got to thank Rick Hendrick as well for believing in me. And even Ricky Hendrick, he's not here with us any longer, but I know he did a lot behind the scenes for me with his dad.
How difficult was this for you to have 2 of your drivers going head-to-head for this title?
This is really tough. I mean, they work so hard. They work together. We share information, and you think it's going to happen. It could happen. That's what you want to see, it come down like this to the 2 cars. But man, it is tough, because it's like having a state championship in baseball, and you got 1 kid pitching and 1 batting, and somebody's got to lose, and it's a tough deal.
On behalf of the best fans in sports, not only here in South Florida, but all over the country, are NASCAR fans, and they witnessed a dominant performance, maybe as dominant as we've seen in the modern era. Jimmie is a great champion now. He'll remain a great champion for 08. Jimmie, we're real proud of you. Let me get this trophy to you right now.
Jimmie, congratulations to Rick Hendrick and the Lowe's team. Back-to-back championships. Absolutely amazing. everyone at Sprint Nextel is so happy to have you as the champion of our series, and I'd like to present you with a check for $6.7 million.